So my Honda Civic exploded after 15 pounds of boost, and I'm about to break down why that happened. So I still haven't gotten a chance to tear down the motor, but I do know that cylinder 4 has low compression. So I'll show you what's going on with it right now. It still starts and it still drives, but it doesn't like starting. So we'll give it a chance to wake up. So as you can see, the motor does run, it does start. However, as you can see here, let me find it here for a visual. It's not supposed to do that. Yeah, motor's fucked. Can't really tell you what is broken. It's not really smoking out of the exhaust, so that doesn't lead me to believe that it would be a piston ring, which is what I first suspected. As you can see, I have a head gasket. Not for this motor, but it will be for my next one. I ordered some ARP head studs. I ordered a 50-degree VTC cam gear, new timing components, and a Type S oil pump. And my hopes is that this time around, it will be able to hold 15 pounds minimum. I also ordered a different manifold. So I have a ram horn style tubular manifold on the way. And I'm hoping I can reconfigure my intercooler piping to make that work. So in order to make my life easier, I purchased this engine stand right here. Got that Harbor Freight special with a 1,000 pound maximum, so should be way more than enough for my Honda. So just skipping ahead a little bit, motor's out. Next we do transmission. I don't even know how heavy this shit is. I hope I don't get fucking crushed. There it goes. Transmission. Once again, forgot to document the past 5 hours of work that I've done, but basically I pulled everything off the motor from the timing chain, timing cover, valve cover, the entire accessories, all the accessories, intake and exhaust manifold. It's gotten pretty deep. I'm at the point where I've pulled the cams and everything, the cam assembly and timing assembly. Right now I'm loosening up my head bolts, and I'm gonna pull a head off of an engine for the first time ever. I guess before I pull this head off, I'm just going to show you the insides. So cylinder 4 is our issue here, and as of right now, I'm not seeing anything wrong with the valves here. They all look to be okay on the outside, and even looking into the top of the head here, it's a little bit difficult to see, but nothing looks to be damaged, so I'm not really sure. Maybe it's not head related, but we'll see. So I'm gonna take this head off right now, and yeah, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. All right, there it is, head removed. All right, this is pretty cool. I've never done this. Looking at the top here of these pistons, looks like it's in good shape all around here. Head gasket actually stuck to the head there, so I gotta pull that off and make sure it looks all right. But yeah, I mean, the cylinder walls look to be pretty good. Not seeing anything concerning. Obviously it's in top dead center right now, so I can't really see cylinder 1 and 4. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't look to be in bad shape at all. So I'm gonna get a better look at the head now that it's off. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and I've removed piston number 4. Looking at our bearings, no signs of wear. They look really good. But I did knock out the piston. Here it is right here. Upon a first glance, nothing seems out of the ordinary. Come around to the back side here, you'll notice, that ain't right. So here's our issue. Cracked the ring lands. So yeah, the cause for this would be from the manifold that I was running over here. From my understanding, this manifold flows pretty terribly, and that will cause back pressure, which in turn causes heat in the piston, in the cylinder, and that can cause your ring lands to crack or your rings to fail. So the rings looked all right. I mean, pretty much what you would expect from a motor with this kind of mileage. I mean, everything in this motor looks great. Our cams look good. Cam journals look great. Everything seems to be in pretty good shape. Head looks pretty good. I mean, just from our dead cylinder here, I mean, it's a little darker on that, but head gasket was good. I mean, the whole motor, everything that I've seen in this thing looks pretty good. So I suspect that I'll probably just be able to throw a new piston in there, new rings, and I'm sure this thing would fire right back up and run great. So here it is. The new old motor has been acquired, and looks like we got the RBB2 head. And I saw this on the side, 225 PSI, so that probably is a good sign. However, looking inside of the motor, you can see that it's quite dirty. So I'm planning on opening it up anyway, so I'll just probably end up cleaning it nice and good. A couple cans of brake clean and whatnot, so should have the internals looking shiny and new in a matter of days. Now this is the part where I start to tear off all of these components that I no longer need, and I fight for my life against these rusty ass bolts here, and find out whether or not I fucked up or not by picking this particular motor. So I've got the block of the engine mostly stripped down. I pulled off pretty much everything, just a few sensors are left. I'm about to pull off the valve cover. This is the great reveal. See how our engine looks on the inside. I'll bet this has never been off before. It's probably OEM, straight from the factory, never been touched. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to see. That is dirty, man. That is so dirty. Yeah, that's pretty disgusting, man. Oh, jeez. Yeah, wish me luck, dude. Just removed the camshaft assembly and timing assembly. And looking at the head, it's really dirty. I mean, everything looks fine. It doesn't look like there's any real issue. So, yeah, I just think that what I'm gonna do is I'll probably just end up putting that head onto this motor, because this head is in a lot better shape, and it probably has a lot less miles on it. It's been more taken care of. I'm really curious to see how this bottom end is, because on the valve cover it did say 225 PSI. So unless they're lying to me, the bottom end should be good. I'm just about to take off the oil pan and take a look at the bottom side of the motor, and then I'll pull the head off. All right, y'all, so it's 2 days later now. Got a few parts in the mail. First off, I'll point out I got my ARP head studs. I got my VTC. I don't know if I think I made a video with this already, but this is what I got since then. I got the head studs. I got my timing kit, and I got my straight edge. I just did a quick check on the top of the block here and on the head that I'm going to use over there, and all of it was within 0.005 right here. So everything looks to be in good enough shape to just bolt together. So that saves me a lot of headache with any machine shops. That'll save me a lot of time as well, because I don't have time for that. But yeah, so I will be using this head off of the motor that I did take apart already. Simply just due to the fact that this one looks super dirty, and I'm just not gonna deal with all that. So yeah. All right, so I'm getting ready to install my Type S oil pump right here, and I ordered the one that does not come pre-cut just to save some money. And as you can see, if you buy just an OEM Type S pump, you will have some fitment issues. Basically, we need this pump to clear the fucking girdle here. So what I'm gonna do right now is I have a Sharpie, and I'm just gonna mark out where I need to cut, and we're gonna get to it with probably just a cutting wheel. I keep forgetting to start recording what I'm doing. Basically, here, I'll show you right now. So started cutting it, marked it, and just need to chop off this bit. And then if that's not good enough, I have to go back at it and do it again, just a little more. So I'm gonna cut this now. We got our first little chunk off here. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit more. I'm gonna blow this thing out and make sure it's good, but notched it out. I fucked up right there, but you know, I think I wouldn't have cut enough anyway, so we're gonna test fit it right now. As you can see here, getting closer. However, we will need to cut just a little bit more for it to sit flush. And then once I cut it to the right length, I'm gonna make sure that I clean this up and it looks smooth and factory. So after violating this pump in multiple different ways, it does sit here looking flush on the block. Definitely could have been a little neater with my cuts, as you can see, but the fact of the matter is this pump that is not designed for this motor now fits on this motor. So I'm gonna continue to clean up the motor a little bit. I just had to get this out of the way so I don't forget to do it later. So the next thing you gotta do for the Type S pump install on an A2 is, you see this little port here? You're supposed to remove it, and the way that I did that was I took a drill with a small self-tapper, this guy. You drill it in there. I bored the hole out a little bit so I could fit a small drill bit in there, and pretty much I stuck this bit inside of here, pulled it up at an angle, and basically at this point I'm able to grab it out, but it was kind of difficult and I had a hard time avoiding doing anything that would damage the motor. So once you pull this out, it's not advised, you definitely need to block it off with a 12mm bolt. So I'm gonna go try and find one of them. So I found a properly sized bolt that fits directly into this hole here. And what I'm gonna do is put a little Honda bond on it so that it creates a good seal here. So as you can see here, we have the Type S oil pump installed. Oh yeah, baby. Look at that. chain tensioner and all that. Everything's good. Blocked off the port that I needed to. So this thing's on here now. Everything's torqued to spec. So hopefully everything works when I turn this bitch on for the first time. We'll keep y'all updated on that. Oh yeah. All right. Fucking heads on there. Torque to spec. ARP head studs. Let's see what this shit does. I think I did it right. Pretty sure this is my first time ever doing something like this, so hopefully I didn't fuck anything up. Next step is to throw the cams on there, as well as the 50-degree cam gear that I've been having to deal with. So, got this motor all timed up, heads on, cams in there. Everything's good. You already know. All I really need to do is seal it up, put the valve cover, timing cover, an oil pan on there. We'll be good to go. So it's about 11 o'clock p.m. right now, and I got the motor fully sealed up. I got it timed, I got the cams in, and I got the oil pan on. So at this point, pretty much all I need to do is I wanted to paint this valve cover, and I wanted to clean the engine and repaint it. So yeah, I'm just waiting for the manifold now. I'll put all the accessories on it. I got like the Z3 oil cooler right here, and just like everything else. But I'll probably hold off on throwing the motor back in there until I get my my manifold, just so I can put it on the outside, because it's a pain in the ass to work on when it's in there. I also did get that 50-degree cam gear. This is the old one. Got that all situated, got that back on the motor. Yeah, I made a lot of progress today, and I didn't really document much of it just because it's my first time doing this, and I wanted to make sure that I was fully focused on it and I knew what I was doing. But yeah, so that's kind of just where I'm at with it. I'll get back to you when I'm putting the other shit on, but I'm gonna probably deal with that tomorrow. I think I made some good progress tonight. So here we are, like 2 days later. I've been haven't really made much progress on it. Actually, since the last video, I have made a lot of progress, at least with cleaning up the motor. I got the valve cover painted nice and crispy, and I also went ahead and painted the engine block as well, just so it looks nice and pretty sitting in the engine bay. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It was a little annoying getting all the grease off and stuff, but I think it was all worth it. So as you can see here, nice and clean looking motor. And right now I'm about to bolt up the transmission, which I also painted titanium blue, high temp paint. So also got all this stuff stored away temporarily, so down the line, whenever I want to put a new motor together, I'll have everything all sorted out and organized. So what I'm working on right now is getting this motor on here so that I can bolt up the transmission and have that ready to throw in the car once I get my manifold. So yeah, as far as I've gotten the past couple days here, I'll keep you guys updated if anything happens or if I make any progress. Probably the next video you'll see is when I get my manifold, which is tomorrow. So really looking forward to that. After I get that manifold, I'll be able to go ahead and start putting it back in the car, and we'll get it all dialed up and ready to go. I just sprayed out the engine bay just to get some of that grease off. Still looks really dirty. You know, one day I'll paint it, ideally. But as of right now, I don't really have money or time for that, so back to the motor. So yesterday, I did get the transmission installed. I don't remember if I documented that or not. I think I did. But went a lot better than it did last time. It took me, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour just to get it on there. Yeah, got everything torqued down. Today is a very special day. I finally got my manifold in the mail. This is the final piece. This is all I need to get this motor in there. Look at them wheels. Damn. Pretty decent. Looks like it'll hold up. yeah, I'm gonna install this block off plate real quick and then fit everything on there and see how it is. So I'm back now after a long day of finding shit that I need. I finally got this flange adapter plate right here, so I got my turbo hooked up, got my V-band block off on here. Everything looks pretty good. I'm gonna have to reclock the turbo, so I'll have it oriented back the way it was before. Now I'm about to retap the threads, clean them out, just because I had issues in the past getting this thing to line up and it's just a little crusty. So I'm gonna tap these out, clean them up, and get it ready to put the manifold on so I can retrofit everything. So we ran into another issue here. As you can see, my last manifold, the turbo was upright, and when I bought this manifold, for some reason I thought that it was a top mount, so it's not. And now my downpipe that I have, it only goes one way. I can't flip it, so I can't just do that and call it good, which was my plan originally. And it's not like it would fit. I mean, it's kind of in the way, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna see if I can find someone with a welder so that I can just weld up like a fucking hood dump temporarily, just so I can get the motor running and tune it and everything before. So some shit has happened between the last video and now. As you can see, there's been some fucking bullshittery on this front. I've been having an issue where I need to clock the turbo because you need to have your oil feed up and your oil drain down. In order to do that, you need to rotate the center cartridge here, which has been a problem for me. It seems that the fucking heat has welded the goddamn fucking cartridge to the fucking housing here, and my turbo is fucked. I also noticed when I was doing that there was a crack on the inside here where this wastegate closes. I also noticed that there's a pinhole right there. So I just ordered a brand new, so this is a GT3071R dual ball bearing, great turbo. I love this thing. But I just ordered a GT3582, so a bit bigger. Also went ahead and ordered a 44mm wastegate because the turbo that I ordered didn't have an internal wastegate, and I couldn't find one that I could get in time with a internal wastegate. So yeah, pretty much I'm really frustrated right now because I was already on a time crunch, and now that happened, adds a few more days of waiting until I can get this thing running. So I'm pretty stressed out right now, as you could probably tell. But I'm gonna say to hell with that turbo for now, and I'm gonna try and get this motor in here tonight. And hopefully by the time that I get this in here, I'll have my turbo and my wastegate, and I can get this thing running and tuned, because I'm tired of this shit. So fast forward like half hour, 45 minutes, just working on getting it lined up in here. Last time I did this, I had an extra hand, but this time I'm just trying to do it by myself to see if I can. So far it's going pretty good. I haven't crushed anything or broken anything yet, so knock on wood. Too bad I can't find any. Oh, say less. But yeah, it's going pretty good so far. Main concern was just this AC compressor hosing right here. I didn't want to crush that, and then also my windshield. I didn't want to bust that on the way down because, God forbid, I need a new windshield. I think that would probably be my final straw. However, I will keep you guys updated once I get this motor hooked up and attached to the mounts. So here it is. Got all my mounts attached. So we're gonna drop it down. Boom. She's free. That's what it looks like. It's in there. little tight, but nothing I ain't used to. Last setup was really tight also. Just because the block is a little taller than the K20. This manifold was designed for this specific chassis, so I did expect it to be a little bit tall again. But I don't think it'll be a problem. Worst case scenario, I lose my brakes. But, you know, that's probably the least of my concerns as of right now. I'll deal with it later. So here's where we're leaving off for the night, about 3 a.m. Pretty much I got the main harness for the engine on there. And I hooked up some more stuff, got a few grounds hooked up, shifter cables. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say. It's pretty late and I'm going to bed. So tomorrow I'm probably gonna get the rest of this harness on there. Put some of this shit on. I'm not gonna put the axles on until I get my turbo because I don't know how easy it's gonna be to get that fat ass thing down there. I might actually end up having to take off these hoses and cables, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Today was fucked, so end of story. 1 minute.